All right, welcome back to another episode of the 9.8 podcast. Today we have a very special guest. She is a Jill of all trades. She can sew, she can cook, she can throw, she can set world records. We have Emily Adams. Emily, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I think that was
we
the best intro yet. That was
maybe
good.
I should just not write them down and just go off the cuff. But I do it all in one breath, and so so I'm like, ooh, oh. But I did enjoy that. It was pretty good. We are really glad to have you here today. Um, let's uh, let's start off like we do with everyone, all of our guests. We just kind of do a background, your athletic background, um, because everyone has like a varied thing. Some people played soccer, some people threw track and field. Let's hear what you did.
I did AYSO soccer when I was young, and
Ah, yeah,
then in high school I did swimming, soccer, track and field, and volleyball. And then in college I did soccer and track.
that's it.
That's it.
What what's like? How long did you do like track and field for?
Probably 2 years in high school, 4 years in college, and then I still compete in track and field.
Well, um, what made you decide to do that in high school?
Um, we had this security guard named Rita. Everyone was scared of her. She was this big black lady who would drive around on the golf cart and like try to just bust you for anything that you could. And when I went to high school, I got busted a lot because I like to say that I had really long arms, so my shorts were like considered too short all the time. I don't think that was the case. They were pretty long. But she's like, hey, I need you. She was the coach, and she's like, I need you to come out and try to throw stuff for us. And I was like, okay, sure. It was pretty easy back then, and that's how I
Yeah,
got into track.
very cool. What events did you do in track and field?
Just the throwing. So shot put and discus in high school, because in California you didn't get to throw like javelin or the hammer or anything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if you threw hammer or javelin because I know here in Kansas a lot of schools will throw javelin, but hardly anyone throws hammer. But I think that's kind of changing now, where hammer is becoming more common.
I think so. In a lot of club sports, they're doing it all. So high school kids usually join club sports, and can do that there.
Do they
But I
have
think,
club track and field?
yeah,
See, I only know
yes,
of like club soccer and club hockey and stuff like
I
that.
yeah,
I've looked into it here, and there is club track, but not field.
yeah. I think it
Or if it
depends
is
on,
field, it's just the jumps. But
yeah, on who's running it and who's available to coach, probably. And
mm,
implements are not cheap, so probably funding too.
there is
Fair
that.
enough.
Yeah, yeah. But
So
that's,
you grew up in California,
yep, yeah.
yeah, in Delano, is that right?
Partially, I was born in Oxnard, but my dad was in the
Okay.
military, so I kind of grew up all, I call it just the southern half, and I even lived in like the Philippines for 4 years. So
Oh,
my last hometown in California, before I graduated high school, was Delano.
nice. I grew up near there. I grew up in
Okay.
Bakersfield. So like
Oh,
we're
that's like
practically
next
neighbors. It's no
door.
big it's
Yeah.
no big
I was
deal.
like, psh, same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Yeah. I had a lot of
really.
friends that grew up in Delano and I had a lot of friends who grew up in Delano and they moved to Bakersfield for like middle school and high school.
Uh,
But yeah,
yeah.
very cool. Well, so give us like how you got into the Highland Games. What was your route for that?
I worked at a bank at the time, and um, Sarah Blevin. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she's out of Michigan. She's currently one of my best friends, but I was floating at her branch as a teller, and she just took in my build and was like, "What sports did you do?" Told her, and she's like, "You should try this thing called Highland Games." And I was like, what is it?" She's like, "You throw stuff." And I was like, "I'm in. When do we go?" Yeah, and so I went to one like 2 weeks later with her called like Sandy Pines, like on the west side of Michigan, and fell in love with it. And then the next 2 weeks after that, Matt came to join me on one of the games in Gaylord, Michigan, and then we were hooked, and that was in 2016.
Is that game still around?
It is
The
not.
Sandy Pine?
No,
Yeah,
it is not. I think that might have
that
been
happens.
last year or the year before that. Well, the guy that ran it, I think he kind of retired.
Yeah. Well, I
Oh,
was gonna say
good.
you broke it. It's high score. You said it. They had to put it away. So
Well, there's a funny story because when you have a track and field background, I feel like it translates really well to Highland Games. And so a
some say.
couple, yeah, couple of the girls there were like, you did track like competitively." And I was like, "Yeah." Like we could tell because you're picking the stuff up real quick. And I was like, "Oh, well, great."
I forgot to ask when you threw in college, did you throw all the throwing events, or did you just like stick to shot and discus or something?
No, my first year in college, I did all four. I wanted to try the javelin and um, like you're gonna do the hammer. Like everyone tries that. Um, and that's actually where I met Matt, and he was on the team. So yeah, I did all four the first year, and then I narrowed it down to like got rid of javelin because that was too hard on my shoulder. And then this last, how many years did I do track? I did track a lot of years actually. And then we moved to Oregon, and I did 2 more years of track and soccer. And then we moved to Iowa, and I did 2 years of track and soccer. So hammer ended up being my specialty along with discus.
Do you think hammer translates to Highland Games better than like shot or discus would?
Well, no, shot, of course, is the stone basically. Um, so that's like
Yeah, but
the same
we know
thing.
we know a lot of guys who've come out and are good stone throwers, but miss the mark on other stuff.
I think discus translates over to weights for distance. Um, Kind of the same motion, except you got to be more patient, I guess, with the weight.
I've heard
Hammer,
the
the
body
hammer,
awareness from hammers is what translates well.
I think so because the only case I can see that translating well is the very start before you even get into a wind, and then the release, and that's it. Like, because you're spinning, you don't spin in Highland Hammer. So I think just the very start before you start into your wind, and then the end on your release.
Yeah, you don't spin in Scottish hammer, but unless you're Luke Crowley, he does he dabbles in that the dark arts.
There's that is it games up in is it Illinois that
I
like
think
has
it's
Highland Games?
Michigan.
Is it Michigan? The second day is just wacky.
No, that's
Yeah,
Like
Wisconsin.
is it with okay.
that's it.
Yeah,
Wisconsin. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
It's this.
I was,
that sounds
I
right.
for I forgot what game it's called, but it's the same weekend as Pleasanton. Um,
hmm
yeah, it's in Wisconsin because I know the Crowleys go to that one, and Alyssa Van Fleck goes to that one, and the Burchett question mark? No, I think they go. I don't know. Anyway,
I think they've gone to Canada that weekend a lot of times
Oh,
because
okay.
that's a very busy weekend
Yeah.
for pro games.
Okay.
Is it Kenosha? Either way, doesn't matter. I was talking
Yep.
to him about that, and he says he could put some he could drop some bombs with an approach on hammers.
Jeez.
I was like, it only counts if you're wearing blades. You have to do that, but wear blades.
Oh, not with that toe turn. I can't imagine.
It'll be
So
fine.
so what kind of like when you first threw in the Highland Games, like what was the thing that like got you hooked? What's the thing that made you say like I'm coming back and doing this again?
I really liked the just being active as an adult because I feel like as an adult you kind of lose sight of sports, like physically competing in sports, unless it is for like a club team or intramural team or whatever team. Um, and then
Right.
just being part of that team camaraderie, kind of having like a community that is interested in the same things that you are interested in, and it helps like
Hmm.
that. Being good is a plus.
It does help.
Yeah.
I feel like adult sports do a really bad job of advertising how easy it is to actually compete in sports as an adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
When dodgeball came out, there was quite the influx of dodgeball leagues,
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and
yeah.
so like there was a ton of adults out there just playing dodgeball, and they all had fun little gimmicks and stuff. And I feel like it's the same thing for Highland Games. We're all doing the exact same thing as what those guys were doing in 2004 for dodgeball.
Yeah, just think if they
Yeah.
came out with a Highland Games movie with Alan Tudyk. That's what the sport needs.
It's always Alan Tudyk.
No. God.
Yeah, well, if they came out with the Highland Games movie, who would play you?
Me?
Any of you?
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
Oh
like,
man,
I was like, I have no idea. Who would play me? Ugh, not a clue. Someone
see, I'd
probably
I'd
doesn't even
go
look
you
like
and
me.
yeah, you gotta Netflix it.
uh, I was just trying to come up with the funniest answer, and but then I'm really bad with actresses names, so I just probably someone from Pitch Perfect though.
The like one of the girls.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could have Anna Kendrick play you.
oh, it's perfect.
See, I was
That's
just
the
gonna
answer right
say
there.
a very unfunny answer. No, I was just gonna choose Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan himself, because why not?
There you go.
That's that's just what I
Whoa.
want to see. But he'd have to be bald and grow a mustache because otherwise it just won't make sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
I also like the idea of like the mountain playing me just
As a
as a
lightweight.
lightweight.
Who knows? That could be his big break. Like he just gets into
Yeah.
method acting and just like I don't know, starves himself till he withers away.
I don't. His skeleton might be over 200 pounds. I don't know.
I like to think inside those giant people are normal sized skeletons, and they've just got big bodies. But I don't know.
Oh boy.
So let's I want to kind of hear your thoughts on like what it takes to get to the top because you are one of the best female Highland Games athletes on the circuit right now. What does it take to get there?
I think a lot of it has to do with natural talent. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
Ooh, just born with it.
yeah, basically. Um, and then uh, your willingness to get strong in the gym. Can't be afraid of them weights.
And you've been like lifting consistently like your whole like sporting career?
No. In high school, I thought
No.
lifting was stupid. Why did we need to lift? Why do we need if someone explained it to me, I'd get it, but back then was naive and was just like, we don't need to lift. That's stupid. Who needs to go in the gym? I want to be outside. And then in college, we had to go to the gym and got introduced to the equipment and to basic movements. And then after college, I was finding it really hard just to go to like a box gym and just work out. Like I needed someone to tell me what to do or show me exercises. And I ended up finding CrossFit, which I really liked because I had that team kind of atmosphere. Everyone was doing everything at the same time. It was only an hour, and I did that for years. Um, and now I just get workouts and go to a strength gym and do my own stuff.
So you enjoyed doing CrossFit?
Um, I enjoyed the first part, which was the lifting, not so much the
Okay.
cardio part. Any running, I was on the elliptical. I'm not a fan of running, so yeah.
No.
Have you ever ran a marathon?
Heck no. I'm like you, Jake. I'm like you, Jake. Like I'm running around the house looking for something, I'm out of breath. That's it. Even in the gym, I don't rest between lifts. I like go from one to the other and whatever, and like I'm breathing heavy.
I've got a couple comfy folding chairs in the garage, and that's I take nice long breaks in between sets.
Why do you not just have like a full-on recliner out there?
Because I live in the country and there's mice, and they will make that their home.
That is true. That's
Ooh.
fair.
I want one. I want a couch. I want a nice little couch. The problem with having a too comfy of a chair is that I have a TV out there, and I don't like listen to music or anything when I lift. I watch TV, and so like if something's good on, like I'll just be sitting there just staring up at it for far too long. I'm like, oh, I got to get going. I'm running out of time here. I've been out
3 hour
here an hour,
workout
and
in
I've
two
got two
sets.
lifts in. Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. And I'm very particular about what shows I watch in the gym. Um, Not like anything that's like going to like hype me up. I'm not watching Die Hard on repeat. But it's like it's usually stuff I've seen a few times, and TV shows or movies that have like a lot of like series. Uh, I just finished Battlestar Galactica for like I don't know the fourth time. It's no big deal. I'm just kind of like the number one fan. Just finished that yesterday, and then I moved on to 30 Rock, which is actually it was very funny. I've seen it before,
It is good. It is good.
and I got halfway through like the first episode, like during that lifting session, and I was like, man, this is very like underrated. People forgot about 30 Rock. People want to talk about Parks and Rec and The Office. Like, give people need to give 30 Rock a chance. But that's what I'm doing these days. Do you
I don't
listen to music
watch.
in the gym, or just like stone cold killer, no music, just headphones in so you look like you're doing something, or not?
Definitely headphones. I mean, there's people working out in there, and it's first come, first serve of whoever gets the speakers. I just put my headphones in and play my own music, because it's like stuff that probably no one else would want to listen to, like K-pop mixed with rap. So, so yeah, half the songs you can't even understand.
That's pretty general pop right there. I think everyone. It's just in everyone's headphones. They just don't want to. They just assume that no one else wants to listen to it, but that's what everyone's got going on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think everyone's listening to K-pop these days. I mean, I might be wrong, but so like BTS, right? That's like the number one K-pop.
I probably would say Stray Kids for the guy group,
That
and right now probably XG for the girl group.
thing. Okay, so well, I don't know anything about that. I know about BTS. Okay,
Okay.
maybe okay. So you probably know more than I do. I heard
Uh,
that BTS like they run through different characters, and they have like in Korea, like in the music industry, they have a whole like boy band system. Like you start off in like lower bands, and like you work your way up like to get to like the big ones, and they just like as they rotate people in and out. Is this true?
I I don't really know. I know they have like a whole, I think it's called YG. It's like a company, and they audition kids from like young, like 15, and they start like they start them in a small group, and they literally live together, train together, like do everything together, eat together, and then they perform, and then I think that's how they do it, but not like on a worldwide level. I think it's like in-house, and then they grow, and then they are selected for like a final group, and then they go out and debut or whatever.
Huh.
I think they're doing that with our music industry and just not telling us about it.
Probably. People
I
are
mean,
in our music industry, people are genre hopping,
which needs to
genre
stop.
melding.
Well, I mean, a lot of the genres for like the popular what hits the radio, they're not that different.
No.
Whatever. No, everyone needs to stay in their lane, never branch out. Just you pick one thing when you're 20 years old and you never deviate from that. That's the move. Just tough it out if you don't like it.
Cut off is 20 years old.
Yeah,
We
you
all
should have
make
it
our
figured
best
out by then.
decisions when we're 20.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I've never made a bad decision after I was 20. You had it all figured out by then. I don't know. Okay, well, see, here's the thing about genre hopping. When Kid Rock did it back in the day and started like going from like his rap rock stuff to country music, we all laughed at it. We were like, that's so silly. And like now it's like very like genuine. Like people are like, oh yeah, Kid Rock had a good country era. I'm like, I
No,
remember.
no.
Pepper's Farm remembers.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
so you okay? So if you listen to K-pop, do you watch any anime?
I do, and I watch a lot of K dramas.
Did you say K dramas?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Oh, okay. I've heard. I don't watch a lot of foreign stuff, but I heard Korea and Denmark have like very very good TV. If you could
Oh,
just get
okay.
used to like the subtitles
Yeah,
or the dubbing or whatever.
yeah.
Um, but the Denmark wouldn't surprise me because apparently
Denmark
they
is
got
surprising.
yeah they got good TV and the whole country looks like Santa's workshop. So good for them. I mean they're kind of crushing it. Giant people. uh, I mean, we're probably jumping categories here, but what's like, or topics, but what's your favorite anime that you recommend to people?
I don't know that I would recommend the stuff I like, because what I like is considered like sojo. So like
Oh,
Oran High
boring.
School. Yeah, Oran High School Host Club is my favorite. I have like the DVD set. Um,
Cool.
yeah, but what am I watching now? What am I watching now? Oh, I think I started watching Black Clover again, from the beginning. There's just a lot.
Have Have you ever seen Attack on Titan?
Yes. Yep, I've seen that one.
That's
That was good.
we kind of said like, oh, it's good, but
It's
like,
good.
It's fine.
I
no,
like the
okay,
I like
it
the
is,
more of the cutesy stuff.
yeah. I watched. I'm not. I'm not a see. I hold this down. I don't like anime, but I do like Attack on Titan a lot. I
Okay,
think it is. It's a top 5 show of all time for me.
nice.
I,
And
okay.
as this podcast progresses, like episode after episode, I'm going to have a lot of top 5s of all time. But just but Attack
We've
on
got
Titan's up
2
there.
so far. We've got
Yeah,
2 already, so
yeah.
I don't know that I agree with either of them. So we're off
Well,
to a
you're
good start.
you're delusional. But I've tried watching other animes. I don't I don't get it. They're missing me on something, and I don't know what it is. I guess I'm just comparing it to Attack on Titan. I was told that was a mistake that I started watching anime there because that became the best, and everything is just compared to that.
Mm.
But I don't know. Hmm. Oh, you are a world record holder. What world record do you have?
Just the sheaf and the 3 different weights.
Yeah,
What
all the sheaf records.
Yeah.
what are so? How do you guys have 3 different weighted sheaves? How does that work?
Um, so the north half of the country was throwing like the 10-pound normally, and then the southern half
Hmm.
started throwing the 12-pound. And I think that's because they didn't want to build standards that went any higher. And then the Arnold, because it was an indoor games, we threw a 16-pound. And then Alma has a games where they only throw heavy sheaf, and so the girls throw 16 pounds there too.
So then, when are you going to talk an AD into letting you throw and set the 20-pound record?
No, no, thank you. That already like
It
made
is.
my back pinch on that one.
I feel like sheaf, worse than anything else, like gets awful as you add weight just so fast.
Yeah,
It's like throwing a heavy weight for distance, adding weight there, like slow down, it's heavy, it kind of sucks. Adding weight to a sheaf wrecks your body.
yeah, yeah. I think especially like
Um,
the I want to call it the tine hand that you have your fingers wrapped around the tines, that arm, that shoulder. I feel like that like really like that bicep, since you're pulling on it so hard,
yeah.
that really hurts.
Yeah, I I mean I don't like the 20-pound sheaf, but I don't know. Like in practice, the 16 and the 20 go the same height. I don't know what that means for me, but like it should be different. But the 20 is no fun. It's all
No.
business.
Yeah.
Did you practice the 16 going into the Arnold or Alma?
Um, no, maybe.
No,
Did we buy a 16-pound sheep bag, Matt? Maybe once or twice.
because I definitely made the call to not practice the 26, 27-pound sheaf before the Arnold.
Mm,
So that's just going to do more harm than good. I don't think
yeah.
it matters. Just slow down and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your tines can't handle a 16 very well? Do you think they like flatten out?
Um, no, because the tines that I used for that one, oh wait, was it? No, I think my tines are kind of on the thicker end anyway. So I
I
don't
mean, if you're
notice.
if yeah, if you're throwing world records with that fork, I mean, you're putting some pepper on it. They're probably pretty thick.
Probably.
So,
What how high are each one of these world records?
Oh no. I think the 16 pound is 26.1, I think, or maybe 26.3, one of those, or neither of those, but it's above 26. And then the 12 pound is 32.8. Ugh, and then the 10 pound, uh-oh, 38.4.
that's so
I should
high.
really know that.
Well, I mean, you've got that's a lot of numbers to remember. I've set one sheaf record, and it's only one, so I can remember it. I don't think I can handle more than that. I'd be too powerful.
Oh boy, too powerful.
Yeah. Do you when you I guess did you know going into those competitions that today's the day? Like I'm ready for this. I'm going to make it happen.
No, nope, I did not. I
You're
just,
just that good.
well, for the 10-pound bag, the first time I broke it, we were at Enumclaw in Seattle or near Seattle, and the crowd there is just so electric. Like all the stands are filled, and like you can feel their vibrations like coming through the ground, and so that really amped me up. But then I broke it again a little over a month later, where the crowd wasn't like very big at all. So no, I don't think, I'm not expecting to go in knowing anything. I just know like when I start throwing, or not even warming up, I won't know, but like once I get in competition mode, it's like different. Yeah.
What's competition mode for you? Like, do you have like a morning ritual that you kind of go through and kind of set yourself up for the day?
No, it's just like a switch that gets flipped. Because I'll tell you, when I did collegiate soccer, I was horrible at practice. I hated practicing. I'd I'd pout and cry every time we had to do any sort of running. Um, but then when game time came on, like it was on. Like there was no whining, no suffering, and somehow I just performed really good. So that I
No.
just, yeah, flip a switch.
Yeah,
I w-
actually, I've thrown around you a few times uh, over the last couple years. Uh, pretty sure, almost certain. You seem like one of the best people at flipping that switch on and off as you're getting ready to throw, and then you're not throwing anymore, and so
We
you
have a
don't need to
dance
be in that
break.
headspace.
Yeah.
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 You always seem like you're having a good time.
Yeah. Try
See,
to.
I think that's it is super important to have that switch that you can just flick on and off because you can't be on all day long. You
Yeah.
like no one will last. Like you can't do that all day.
No.
I feel like I have like it's a dimmer switch, and, and I can't get it all the way on. Like if it's all the way on, like then I'm gonna just burn out. It's like a one of those like old timey flash bulbs.
Oh boy.
But I think a switch is a lot better to have than a dimmer. Because like
Yeah.
I'll geek myself up for a throw. And like all right, we're in it. Like we're focused. Like we're getting like mentally hyped up. And but like it's like a long it's a long arc to like get there, and then it like slowly fades off to where I'm then back standing out in the field, like I'm still kind of like simmering down from it, and I'm like, oh, and then like the really like all like the things like I could have done better, like popping through my head. But it'd be nice to just be able to flick it on and off.
Oh, well, I feel like you're still thinking about like in between throws how you can throw better, what you need to improve on the next one. But I also think it's important, like the main reason I'm doing it is because it's fun. I get to see my friends and I get to see my husband compete. Like it has to be fun and first and foremost, otherwise why am I doing this? Like there's for me would be no point. It just helps that I'm kind of good at
See, I do nothing for fun. It's all for a purpose.
it. Oh boy.
There's fun in there, but
Well,
it's,
because you compete against some people that are super intense and that I feel like they suck like just the life out of the field. And then you're just like, well, what a party pooper. Can't have fun when that person's around.
I'm right here.
Sorry, Austin.
uh,
No, it's the vibe. Well, I feel like there's even a difference between throwing in the A group and throwing in the lightweight group.
Mm,
Like it's just somehow like almost the culture of each, like the heavyweight, the lightweight class, and the women and the masters, all is just different,
yeah,
and it kind of translates. I don't know the whole country. I haven't been everywhere, but
right.
oftentimes you kind of have the same vibe no matter where you are.
Yeah. No, I get it.
so let's get into training. Like what kind of like how you lifting these days? What does training look like for you?
Um, started a new program, but like halfway through, I kind of got sick, really sick for 2 weeks. And so I kind of started back for a week and then now we're traveling again. So, but it's mainly been like um, kind of like bodybuilding workout-ish. So I've just been doing like front squats. Right now the cycle is front squats, incline bench, and deadlifts with all like the with accessories to go with it and stuff. But
Are
post
you deadlifting on a
platform, deadlift,
like a trap bar or a
no,
skate
a
bar?
bar, standard bar.
Okay.
No, prior to last season, I did mats training, and that was some Olympic lifting, um, over the shoulder exercises like push press. I did do jumping with the trap bar with loaded weight, and deadlifts, bench, squats, kind of encompassing everything.
You know.
And even some like
Um,
functional movement for Highland Games with the barbell and stuff. So, yeah.
what would functional movement with a barbell for Highland Games be?
I think like twisting motion, I don't know if I'm going to explain it right, but you take your barbell and there's like this accessory that you put the end of it onto the floor so that it's like on a hinge, and then you put weight on the other end and like you kind of twist it from side to side, and then or like you get in a shot put starting position and then you like thrust it up.
Oh,
Landmines.
like a landmine.
Landmine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt just told me
Yeah,
landmines.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So that's one. Just a lot of like movements of how you would do the throws, controlled movements. I want to
Yeah.
say because I don't do like training in terms of like throwing implements.
Just at all.
No.
Just do it live all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
You are built different.
I'm like, I want to say it's like part because, probably mostly part because I'm lazy, but I also like to do other things on my time off. And I'm sore all the time, so I don't want to be more sore.
And it doesn't
And
seem to be an issue.
mm-mm,
So
mm-mm.
you
No,
seem to be doing just fine.
but then then I think if I did train, I could be probably better, right? That's like standard
It
advice.
would make sense, yeah.
I just don't want
What do you do when you're like besides training? Because I feel
to.
like that's the thing to do.
Well, I mentioned earlier, I compete in track and field now and throwing. I throw like to the indoor weight and sometimes a shot, and then if if it's accessible, I'll throw like outdoor hammer. Um, but I compete in like masters track and field, so I'm in the 35 to 39 age group at the moment until I jump um, in June to the next category. So look out, masters class, because I'll be turning 40 in June.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
So you do pretty well in track and field right now. Um, how often do you compete in that?
Season for me will start like in January to the end of March for indoor. Um, I think our nationals this year, last year was in Chicago, so it was super close. But this year I think it's in Gainesville, Florida. So I'm hoping to be able to go to that one. But last year I set the American record in the weight and maybe a world record in the super weight, which is the men's weight, um, which is 35 pounds. So we throw a 20-pound indoor weight. And then for the super weight, it's a 35-pound weight. And we throw
So
that like
how
Olympic hammer.
yeah, so how much different is throwing the weight to like throwing the hammer, wire hammer?
It's
Besides the weight, like it,
speed,
yeah.
speed and timing, basically, right?
Makes sense.
Because the outdoor hammer is so much lighter. It's only like less than 9 pounds and so much longer. And you have to be pretty fast, and I'm not. So I throw the weight. So I throw the indoor. I throw the weight better than I throw the hammer in terms of numbers because I'm
Like,
stronger than faster.
as a percentage of world records and not like you're actually throwing the 20-pound weight farther than the 9-pound weight, right?
The hammer, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Oh wait, what? You mean like Highland hammer?
No,
We don't throw 9 pounds.
you're throwing your indoor weight as a percentage of the world record better than the actual hammer, and you're not throwing the 20-pound implement farther, right? That'd
Huh?
be crazy. I'm gonna assume that that's true.
Okay. I'm not understand. I'm not getting what you're putting
It's
down,
fine.
So
Austin.
so so how far do you throw the 9 pound hammer?
um. Oh my gosh. I'm not good with
You don't know your
numbers,
numbers?
obviously.
You don't know any of your numbers.
Maybe like one in the mid 150s, maybe 160s for hammer. Yeah, I was gonna ask
That's
Matt.
that's so
Yeah.
far.
No, not really. But the weight, the weight, the weight. I don't know what it is in feet, but I've thrown over 19 meters. I've thrown the hammer or the weight farther than I threw it in college because yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the conversion's actually not that hard, but it is harder than kilos to pounds. It's a meter's 1.1 yards, so it's 3.3 feet. to the 19, so it's like 60 something. If you say a
Yeah.
number fast enough, everyone will just agree with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Um, let's go back to training for a second. What were you doing at the beginning of this last season, 2024 Highland Games season? Like, what were you kind of doing to like get to where you are? Because you seem to have worked really hard. Like, were you pushing for strength, or speed, or like what was like your main focus kind of going into the season to get these numbers that you got?
Um, I think it was more geared towards speed. We I forgot what it's called, but we have like this, is it called Virtro? It's like a con a little box and you has a
Velocity
wire.
tracker?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that. And so I would just make sure I was at a certain point during all the speed training. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. Matt wrote the workout for me so that I didn't have to think about any of that stuff. I just did the workout and he knew what was best.
That's why I pay a coach.
Yeah. Well, some of us like to do the research and figure it out.
No,
Nope.
it just goes,
Tell me what to do.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't have to like do any like fancy. I don't have to deal with any fancy equipment to track velocity and stuff like that. So my programming is really simple. so, so that helps. But yeah. So man, I was going to ask you something else. I just lost it. Oh, oh shucks.
That's all right.
What do you
While you're
want to talk
thinking of
about?
that, I was going to ask a question that we should have been asking everyone all along and haven't been. What's the best game day snack to have on the field?
I'm probably going to go with the consensus of Crustables,
Uncrustables are good.
but
I
I'm
think that is
also,
just the right answer.
yeah, but also like I um practice the art of groking, which, if you don't know that definition, is
No.
okay, staring longingly at someone else's food in hopes that they will share with you. And so I eat everyone else's game day snacks, basically.
That's
that's a little
Like,
life hack there.
well,
yeah. But
no matter how much I like think I'm prepared, I get to the field and I'm like, I don't have a cooler of anything. So here we are.
yeah.
I expect the games to feed me my lunch and my snacks, and when that doesn't happen, I just starve.
Yeah, yeah. No, I got good friends that are always like, I got a cooler. You're welcome to whatever. And I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, at least you didn't say like like dates or something like that, because
Mm.
I was we were in Maine, and Nick Ponzio was eating dates, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, he's new here. He doesn't get it yet. It's Uncrustables. That's what he's supposed to have. He doesn't know
Well,
yet."
here's a little date recipe for you. A little date recipe is you take a pitted date, right? Or is it called prunes when they're, that's a plum. Anyway, a dried date.
Dates or
Um,
dates?
okay. And then you put an almond in it. First, I'm sorry, you open the date, you typically they're cut in half from being pitted. You
Yeah.
put peanut butter in it, shove an almond in it, and then dip it in chocolate, and it tastes just like a Snickers. Healthy snack, but very fibrous for you. Tastes
Okay.
really good.
Like it'll make you poop.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
Just a
But
little
it'll
thing,
satisfy that.
like
It'll satisfy
like
the
a
Well,
hunger.
until
rabbit.
you eat the entire like
The
pound
whole
of that that
bag.
you
Yeah.
made. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've had one date, and I don't know if I'm a fan yet, but
I don't know.
Plus,
One
you
of
but
my
cover it
go-to.
in chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah. No.
okay. Well, here's the thing about dates are fruit, right? We agree on this that date is fruit. I have hard rules about mixing fruit and chocolate. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I don't think people should do it. And if I see it, I'll call you out on it. That's
Ooh.
just,
So next time I see you, I'll make sure to bring like orange covered chocolate rinds, maybe.
see, in like
Candied
especially like
orange rinds dipped in
citrus.
chocolate. They're so good.
Citrus is a hard no. They don't. It doesn't go together.
That's
It
Chocolate,
does.
just not
chocolate.
true.
It goes
Yeah.
with other like flavors, like nougat, peanut butter, caramel, things like that. That's
How
what
about a
chocolate goes with.
frozen how about a frozen banana dipped in chocolate? That's pretty good.
See,
And cover it with like chopped nuts?
frozen bananas. I will allow. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of it, but I
Strawberries
get why
covered in
people like
chocolate.
it.
Ooh.
Chocolate strawberries are lower on the tier than frozen bananas because frozen bananas, I look at it and I say, hey, these could be on a sundae or something like that with ice cream. Like it can work together.
Hmm.
But so like I think fruit and chocolate
I don't know.
bananas
This
are
rule's
like
starting to
on the
feel a
upper
little
end of it.
arbitrary.
No, it's not. It's very scientific. I'm a chocolate connoisseur. I'm a chocoholic. Okay, I I've got it figured out, and everyone else in the world is wrong. And this is how I stand by it. So, but
So
Jake
the
go ahead.
logic.
trail mix is just out.
Okay, well, what's in your trail mix that
There's
you
the
feel
raisins,
like is
craisins, cranberries,
Raisins and
raisins.
M&Ms.
That
And
or
at
if
Whole
you
Foods for a while. I don't know if they have it anymore, but there's a white chocolate with dried blueberries. So good.
white
hmm
chocolate's not chocolate for one.
That's fair.
So
No, that's true.
jot that down. I I think raisins are okay because raisinets are they have a long and storied history. Okay, so raisinets are fine, but like cranberries, like you can mix with white chocolate, even though we've just established that white chocolate is not chocolate. I still think that you can mix cranberries with white chocolate.
I think we're getting enough exemptions to this rule that it's no longer a rule, and you just
Nope, it's a
don't like.
hard fast rule. If you have any questions about whether like you should mix this with chocolate, come see me. I'll give you the right answer. This goes to everyone listening. Slide in my DMs. Tell me if you're going to like mix some fruit and chocolate together, and I'll just tell you no, and then I block you. So
or you can ask me who
I
actually
won't
bakes
block
stuff.
anyone.
And I'll go
Oh,
against Jake
with
and
the
let you know it's
baker,
okay.
I bake stuff. Okay,
I
What
bake
about like
stuff.
a raspberry chocolate cake
Raspberry white
or
chocolate
raspberry
cake.
chocolate
chocolate.
strawberry?
Please, okay, just enough of this.
Okay, so you have a white almond cake with raspberry filling and white chocolate ganache on the outside. That's gonna be really good.
This is gonna be really good.
Hmm. I don't want it.
I,
Yeah, cake is a little bit different because like depends on what kind of like what the filling like actually is. Because like I don't know what it's called because I don't bake that much. But there's like different types of like fruity filling you can put in there that might make it acceptable. It's still lower tier than like peanut butter, nougat, caramel. That is
Oh,
on the trinity of pairings for chocolate. So you bake a lot.
yeah.
What do you like to bake the most?
Um, I like to bake cakes just in cupcakes. I like the decorating aspect of it the most. But today I actually baked like 6 different cookies for a Christmas cookie box, which included white chocolate and cranberries in one. hmm
That's acceptable.
what about turtle?
I
I
have,
guess turtle doesn't have fruit in
well,
it.
no, but it's called like Christmas crack, which is basically like a layer of saltine crackers, your own like caramel, and then covered in chocolate.
So, like I understand
I'm
it and
for
it
it.
sounds really good. The crackers always throws me. Like, isn't there something better to put in there as the
Um,
base? Why
it's
is it
supposed to be like,
crackers?
because it's like easy and
Doritos.
cheap, but also because the saltines are salty. So like the sweet and salty with the caramel and the chocolate.
Well, yeah, which is always good.
hmm
But like, I don't
I
know,
don't know. You could
put
probably use
salt
Ritz
on it and use a
crackers.
graham cracker.
Maybe. Oh, but the graham cracker has a
Huh?
certain taste to it, though. Like, I wouldn't want a
Is it
salty
just because
graham
the
cracker.
saltine doesn't have flavor?
Probably.
Chocolate graham crackers.
They
So
exist, yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, put that
maybe.
as a base.
Could do that. Could do
Chocolate on
anything.
chocolate. That's my
The
thing.
world's your oyster. The world's your cracker. You could do whatever you want.
Do when you bake, um, do you measure or do you weigh your ingredients?
It depends on the recipe, but I'll do both. Yeah, for like macarons or I call them macarons. Um, everything is like weighed out in grams and stuff or in ounces. For like, it's more accurate to weigh things out versus measuring. Like, here's a fun tip for those watching who love to bake. When you use flour, you're supposed to spoon it into your cup, not use your measuring cup and scoop it out because it will weigh different, if that makes sense.
This is true.
hmm
Yeah, that was true. I worked at a Pizza Hut and you were supposed to like scoop the cheese into your cup before you put on pizza.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you how many times I did that. It was zero. I did that zero times.
Well, I was gonna say, I know this. I know I'm supposed to like scoop my flour into the measuring cup. I don't.
Yeah. Well, it could leave your baked items being like dry because there's too much flour in it. Does that make sense? Like, so anyway. Anyway, hot tip for you.
Yeah, I like to think I'm not a good baker because I don't weigh anything. I just measure it, and I do crap like that where I don't like spoon it in. But I like to think that that's why I'm not a good baker.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with the fact that like I'm not I don't have patience because like I can cook really well. I just can't bake because I have to like let the baking do the baking thing. And I don't like that.
I don't read ahead and then make assumptions.
Nice.
Yeah. I've done
Are
that.
are ma- are macaroons like actually like really hard to make or
Yes.
as a okay? People like to put things on a pedestal
Wait,
and
no,
like
because cheesecake's the same way. People are like, cheesecake's so hard to. It's not that hard to make.
It's
If you don't
not
want your
that.
crack, it's a little bit tricky, but
Yeah.
no one cares if it's a cracked cheesecake. It's still delicious.
No.
It's cream cheese and sugar. Like, what's gonna go wrong?
I tried to
A
make a
lot of
hollandaise
things.
sauce the other day and that was a disaster. It broke, which apparently is a thing if you don't do it right. But
Yeah.
hollandaise sauce.
Yeah, I actually tried making macarons yesterday and I over whipped the batter and then you can't recover from that.
Rookie
You just toss
mistake.
it. Yeah, you toss it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Is that at
So
least
I
an early step?
no, that is like you're almost done and you've overmixed it and you're
Oh,
like, I'll just add more of this. No, I'll just whip it faster so that more air, it's like it's gone. It's done.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough baking talk. Let's
Yeah.
move on to the fan favorite. This is the bro nerd spectrum. Are you familiar with the bro nerd spectrum?
No.
Okay, that's probably the right answer is no. But I'm gonna explain it to you.
Okay.
So Austin here came up with this theory that in the Highland Games there are two types of people. There are bros and there are nerds, and we're going to ask you a series of questions that will determine how much bro or nerd you actually are.
Okay.
All right, Austin.
Do you know what your like main three lifts or five, however you want to count it, numbers are? Your maxes, just off the
Lifts?
top of your head. Yeah,
Like weight
like
room
squat,
lifts?
bench, deadlift. Yeah,
Um, what are the, give me a exercise. Give me a,
squat, bench, and deadlift.
like my max?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 rep max.
Back squat was 350, deadlift was 365, and bench was 200.
See, you know those numbers, but you
Yeah,
don't know your
because I did
throws.
those are, yeah, fair enough.
Priorities.
Well, because those numbers, like you based all your percentages off of, so those like are numbers that are ingrained in you. Continue.
I guess I think my throwing numbers are more important than my gym numbers because I don't know. That's like the final goal.
Well,
But
and your throwing numbers are more impressive than your gym numbers.
that's a fact. I'm not embarrassed by my throwing numbers.
Throwing numbers.
Yeah.
Eh.
I guess we got do you have like a favorite like sci-fi fantasy um novel series, books, um, you know, movies?
Show, yeah.
I do, but I like paranormal romance stuff. So in
Like
my
like
bookshelf,
Twilight?
that actually got me into reading, so I can't knock Twilight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did not like the movies, but the books, I read like a book a day, so that got me into movies or books. But I like a series called the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. She's really good. And then um, the Vampire Academy novels. I forgot who that's by, but those are the books I've kept that are my favorite. Yeah.
So those are paranormal romance?
Yeah. So like sci-fi, well, it's just paranormal, so it's like not real, obviously. But I like romance too.
So I, I, I I worked for a cabinet shop and I used to deliver cabinets and we had a like a storefront that every now and again, like every 2 weeks, we'd have to deliver cabinets to the showroom. And there's
Hmm.
the only lady who's in there, the only lady working there. Um, she's always reading, and every time we go in there, we have to ask like is it a vampire, werewolf, zombie, or whatever like
Yeah.
spooky creature there it is, because it's there's always going to be one of them in the book.
Yeah.
And so is that like the same type of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, and some of the stories are like post-apocalyptic. Um, some of it is like seraphims, like angels, demons, just whatever is basically like myth and legend type stuff. Um, I used to work for a bookstore and like managed the cashier area, and then ended up running like a book club for a couple years. And then now I do
Nice.
like an online book club on Facebook where I just post like um, a recommended book for the month for reading. And I didn't do December. I kind of botched that one because it was kind of crazy. But yeah, just people who had wanted to be a part of it, just point them in a direction of a book to read. And they're all different, so some of it is pretty crazy.
Do you so you read? Do you watch like movies or TV or anything like that?
Um, I watch a lot of Hallmark Channel during the holidays, so from July to Christmas.
Just the holidays.
Yeah. Um, um, uh, right now we watch a lot of football and Hallmark. We do watch a couple of the movies. Like, have you seen on Netflix Carry On? I think it's on Netflix. It's like brand new
Yeah,
Christmas. It's really good if you haven't seen
it
it.
was surprisingly good.
It was, yeah.
I didn't think I was going to like it
Me neither.
because Netflix usually drops the ball these days. I'm never impressed with what I'm watching on there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but that was I was like, ooh, what's going to happen next? It was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
suspenseful, and
yeah.
it was pretty good. Well, so you watch a lot of football. Do you have a favorite like football team?
Collegiate would be Oregon because that's Matt's alma mater. So we
Hmm.
like Oregon. Um,
Is that Ducks or Beavers?
Ducks.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Ducks. Go Ducks. Yay.
Wow.
But football, really, I just like watching it. I like watching it in person better, but um, ever since Matt explained it to me when we first got together, everything makes sense. So now I enjoy football.
That does
I'm,
help.
I
Yeah,
tried
yeah.
to enjoy football one year, and I was watching professional football. I was like, I'm gonna give this a good try. Watched a couple games, and it just made me mad because there were like too many times where like the refs just decided the game, and like it ruined the entire viewing experience. Because I'm like, what's the point of even doing what they're doing when the refs literally like could just ruin the entire game with a simple call? So I stopped watching after that. It was three
But that's like
games
the
in this.
drama.
No,
Yeah.
like the player should dictate the how the game is played, not a bunch of people dressed like zebras.
Yeah, but that's like any sport, basketball, soccer, tennis.
I don't watch any of those.
There's a ref for
I
everything.
watch.
A judge.
Yeah, but at least like the judges in Highland Games, I know them by name, so like,
That's true.
I can talk to them when they mess up, which they never do. Okay, they never do. Austin, you got any other ones?
I feel like I should. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, I got one. It's on a sticky note right here. Mac Dillman, the great Mac Dillman. Um, he gave us his own question on the Bro Nerd. He asked us like Alien versus Predator, or like which one, or do you like Alien movies more or the Predator movies?
Predator. Aliens freak me out.
Well, not like just not aliens in general, specifically Alien from like the movie Alien
Yeah, it
with
freaks me
Sigourney
out.
Weaver.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
yeah,
freaks me out.
it's
that's
scary.
fair.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott's a little weirdo. He likes to make weirdo movies. Okay, I think that's a like as far as like bro nerd goes, like Alien to me, correct me if I'm wrong, seems very nerdy, but Predator is very much like a bro on the whole of the spectrum. You
Yeah,
guys agree with that?
yeah, because I
I
think
do.
Predator is more like action oriented,
Hmm.
and Alien is more sci-fi, and like one is
And
slimy,
scary.
one is not. Yeah, so one's a
Yeah,
little
and the
more
first
high
Predator
tech.
movie
Like
had Arnold
Predator is high
Schwarzenegger in
tech.
it.
Yeah. Have you seen the latest one with the
Hmm.
female lead?
The Alien movie?
Yeah. Well, no, Predator.
Yeah. A Predator?
Yeah,
No.
it's called Predator.
Full
Oh,
circle.
is that the one with like there's like a kid and like Predator's like in like a town in like Washington or something. Is
No,
that
because
one?
it's like a native,
It was,
like way back, like
Oh,
they're
oh,
like
I
it's
did
like
not see that one.
natives. Okay. Like I want to say
See,
like in
I
South
saw one
America.
just recently. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw one just recently, and it was like kind of like a funny take on Predator, where there's a lot of humor in it. There
Is
were
that a
like
show?
Predator dogs.
Oh.
No, no, it was a movie, um, and like the kid, like some kid gets a hold of like Predator armor from his dad, mailed it to him or whatever, and the government's trying to track him down. The Predator shows up, all hell breaks loose. There's Predator dogs, and then one guy shoots in the head and just made the dog all docile. It didn't kill it. It's just like he's like a little puppy now, and just runs around.
Huh.
But it was a like, it was a funny take on Predator. It was not a good
huh.
movie, but
Okay.
which
I
is
was
a
like,
little bummer. Like if that's the direction this franchise is going, like they need some work. But
if you're into like
it's
not scary aliens, my boss has been on he watches like a lot of YouTube or Netflix at work, and it's called like My Resident Alien. It's like so stupid, but
With
you
Alan
might
Tudyk.
Alan
you might
Tudyk.
like it.
It always comes back to Alan Tudyk.
You might like it,
Yeah, I
but it's like,
watched most of the first season, I think, and then where I was watching it stopped having it, and so I stopped watching it, and now I think I could have whatever streaming service is on again, so I could watch it, but now I don't have
it's
time.
weird. Every time he puts it on, I put my
It is
headphones in.
weird.
Yeah.
I, I remember seeing a commercial for it when it was first coming out, and I was like, "That looks exciting," and then it just kind of died there. I never tried to watch it.
No.
But I should give it a go.
You
No,
should.
I mean Alan Tudyk. He's kind of like the spokesman for our podcast, unofficially.
Yeah.
We've never discussed
Waiting to
that
hear
until
back.
right now, but I think Austin and I both agree that this is a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
absolutely true.
But I don't really have any more questions on the Bro Nerd. I've I've settled.
You've settled.
Yeah, unless Austin has some more.
Well, I had I had a number kind of going into it. And I'm trying to decide if I want to change that number or not.
See, I don't have any more questions. That would insinuate that I have a number in mind. I don't, because here's the issue. Um, you're a girl, and this does really well with guys, the Bro Nerd spectrum. But like, you're a girl, so like you're like Hallmark and I don't know, and like your book choice, like your like the paranormal romance that sits neutral in the weirdest way. It's like on another level, like another plane. Like the Bro
Yeah.
Nerd goes this way, like Hallmark and vampire romance like sits down here. I don't know what to do with it.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm like you
I don't
said.
want to cop out and say 50-50, but you did know your gym numbers off the bat, so that kind of pushes you more towards the bro.
Soccer is also kind of a bro sport.
You think?
Is it?
Yeah.
I would. Nah.
I mean, because
It's
I look
not
at
like
like the soccer players.
lacrosse, but or
I look at the
volleyball.
soccer players growing up, like in high school, and I would not call them bros at all. They were
No.
all reading vampire romance novels, so
Uh, I don't know.
And following football is also a point to the bro, but then also being able to list off like I don't know a number of animes that I've never heard of.
oh yes, okay, yes. I was 60-40. You're 50-50. Yeah, the anime's brought you back. Anime is very hard nerd, even if it's Attack on Titan.
No, no.
I was in way more nerd than bro in the
Really?
overall.
God,
Yeah.
I feel like just in life I'm a bro. So,
Huh.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, like was it
Yeah.
last month changed out the heating fuses on our dryer, so I had to take apart our dryer and change out the heating fuses so that we didn't have to buy a new dryer. That was fun.
Yeah, 60-40, bro. 60-40, you're a bro.
You heard it here first. All right.
Yes. I mean, we've had the whole gamut of it. We've had mostly nerds. Haley Gow, she was a bro um, because of her residency in the Bills Mafia. That pushed her over the edge.
Yeah.
Um, Austin obviously is a nerd. Mac Dillman, I think, might have beaten you out for King Nerd.
It's
I'm not
definitely
sure.
possible.
Yeah, yeah, and we the whole gamut of it. But bottom line is, two types of people in Highland Games: bros and nerds, and that's what we're here to figure out.
We'll
Uh,
get a
Okay.
board up with everyone's name on it at some point, and we'll have to come back to the episodes because I don't remember anyone's specific numbers, even my own.
no, if there okay, if there's a fan out there who knows the people and their bro nerd numbers, uh, comment right in or send me a message or something because I don't have to go back through all these and find them, but I will for you guys. But that's pretty much it. That's all we got. We're coming up
Okay.
on time.
Yep.
That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, throw far. God bless.